Appreciate it. Go ahead, ladies first.
Do you need me?
Yes, Mom.
Kenji, what do you need me for, sir?
Kiana, please make sure and lock the door.
Boy,
Sorry,
what the fuck?
misfire.
It's because I'm red, ain't it? It's because I'm red.
At least you're not a purple people eater.
Hey, Ganz.
Yes.
Now I need a suit of the purple
Can
people
I
eater.
go
I
on
always used to say
vacation
that
for a
too.
day since we're doing Liberty?
Hey, welcome back, Miss Lulu.
Josiah, if you can hold on for me to take care of this issue, then I will be happy to address your issue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, we can go on into RT, Lulu. All right, that's a little more quiet. Again, I'm just waiting for him to respond and get in here.
Copy. By the way, sorry I wasn't on most of the day. I had stuff to do in IRL.
You're good, Miss Scarlett. We do. You, me, and a couple others need to have a meeting as well after this is finished, and be able to discuss some things as well.
Copy.
I'm hoping that this will roll the way I'm hoping it will, and then Miss Kitty will be able to join in that meeting as well.
Copy that.
Hello, Miss Scarlett.
Hello, Miss Lulu.
My new services are Lulu Bean's litigation. That's what it is. So if you ever need me, just give me a call.
Cool.
$50K each time.
So how have you been out there?
Doing good. You know, everybody's nice, pleasant. You know,
Angel, check your Discord.
enjoying life. You know, doing my business.
Oh,
doing
yeah,
my
I see it.
work.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Are you planning on coming back?
Yes, and maybe no. It all kind of depends on things going on in 21 days. So I would love to come back because I got 21 more days. I would love to come back, but I also may not, depending on what's going on.
Okay.
Not only what's going on, but who's going on here on the base, because I see that quite a few individuals were hired that I would never have allowed on this base.
And just one was rehired as soon as I logged in. That, yeah.
Yep. And do you know why? Did y'all look at the reprimands channel and search his name to see why he was repped out and blacklisted?
I wasn't privy to the information at all, much less the
You are
fact that
privy.
they were even considering rehiring him. I happened
Everybody
to
is
literally
privy.
log in as they were voting and had no idea what was going on.
Okay, well, so for future reference, you have every right to know who is got reprimands on them and what that's for, and that's a real easy way to search that by going to the reprimands channel on Discord, going
And
to the
search the
top,
name. Gotcha.
search, and clicking and searching the person's name. Every reason that they got reprimanded, taken out of their suit, you know, whatever it was on that channel will show up and you can see. And he was taken out for yeah, many things. Two in
Solid
particular
copy.
was because he shot fellow soldiers.
Yep,
So
got you. All right, so Miss Kitty, not to be disrespectful in any way, but would you mind stepping out a moment? I need to speak with the three in here. Not, I'm sorry, Miss Scarlett. Did I say the name right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I meant to say Miss Scarlett. I apologize, not Miss Kitty.
Yeah, I can step out.
My bad, y'all. I didn't mean to mix your names up. Since it's just us, between us in here, I completely agree with this. I don't know if Lulu told you about our conversation previous to this, but I was definitely all for this, just saying.
Yeah, I was supposed to have a meeting. I mean, I was a major. They didn't even give me a meeting. They just read me out.
Yep, and he just dumped it on me. He never said, hey, have the meeting with him. All he said was call you in and dismiss you, and I have not done it, just to be aware of my standpoint
And
on
how
it.
was I
He's already
dismissed?
dismissed. He's dismissed. He's gone.
Who
They
dismissed him?
checked your roster.
I don't know.
It
It was
wasn't
probably
me.
Xavi. It was
It had to
probably
be.
Xavi.
It was either him or Tupac, because I would not do it.
Wow.
Solid copy. I bet you are, Kitty. I bet you are, ma'am. I don't blame you one bit.
So
We were too, believe me.
I got a question. Was Cristo talked to?
I am unaware. All I know is FG said he handed down punishments to all that were involved, and he asked me to dismiss Angel. And again, I refused to do it. I literally told him, "Oh, I'm not online right now. When I get online, I will see about getting it, calling him in and getting that done." That's all I told him. And this is, you can ask Angel. It's the first time I've seen him since.
Yeah. And then Cristo,
So I did not.
the video
I
showed
was
that he killed
not
me.
the one who
They
dismissed him.
only gave him 2 reps. That's an automatic dismissal when you kill a fellow soldier.
I
Shooting
already know,
another
bro.
soldier. Yeah, shooting another soldier is automatically dismissal.
Me and Lulu completely agreed upon what should have went down. I did not agree with what actually went down. Let's just put it that way. But being in my position, I could not exactly step on his toes. That's why I contacted Lulu.
You absolutely can step on his toes. You can help correct him. That is your job, Steve. Your job is to help correct and guide the FG. That is absolutely your position. That is
But when
absolutely what I used Swag and Suede for.
I understand, but he's kind of going in a different route, if that makes sense.
Well, I'm not understanding which route he's going, because here's the other thing I've been hearing. All these soldiers going on vacation, and then they're going on vacation, and then they're coming online here, and they're going on vacation, and they're coming inside RT and doing sitting in on interviews, rank ups, getting vests, all that stuff. You do realize that is absolutely not okay or kosher. You do realize when you are doing that, you are going to get these soldiers perma banned from admin. And I'm pissed about that shit. Pissed. I did not stay on this base and work my ass off for this base for members that I fully support to get permanently banned because of dumb bullshit. And bullshit that they don't know for sure for 100% that they're breaking a rule on. So, yes, I'm a little pissed. If they are on vacation, they are on vacation. You do not use them for anything, for any reason. The only people who should be on this base for an absolute meeting, for the most part, is the FG or the DFG. And that's what
Solid
they are on
copy.
vacation. Them's the rules. That's not shit I'm making up. That's not shit that was made up by me as rules. That's the rules. That's also the reason they do not have to put in the whole flobby thing that was deleted at the beginning of my term. Should have been fully deleted. I don't know why it was never fully deleted out of macros. But when they put up the whole throw that macro up, the whole out of office on vacation,
Out
like
of service on vacation, yeah. I
you're
was instructed to download the same one to use it, which makes no sense to me.
You don't need to. You don't need to. You're on vacation. When and ever dumb do you ever call your boss and say, "Hey, I'm going to be on vacation," and then you check in every hour, every 2 hours, every 30 minutes, every day? I sure shit wouldn't. Although I'm my own boss, but I sure shit ain't going to call myself.
Exactly. Let me attempt again.
So fully 100%, as always, I am here for the soldiers. 100%.
Yes,
I've
ma'am.
always been here for the soldiers.
You already know I support that. You were there for me when I needed a vent, for sure.
For crying out loud, I've taken getting yelled at by admin for standing up for the soldiers.
Now I'm getting ignored. Ugh.
Do you at least know what this thing is? Is it 3 days, 30? You don't even know that info?
Well, if you were repped out with three reps, Angel, it's automatically 30 days. So unless we can get him to mitigate and change the Discord reps to 2 reps instead of 3, then it's automatically 30 days. The whole point behind this is to get it so that you can at least have the 2 reps and then you say you retire, change it to a retirement, and then get you the chance to be able to come back in 3 days. That's the only legitimately real legal, technically, and on the books way you can do it with admin.
Got you. And then I was still never figured out that situation because I gave myself a rep and I still never
Yeah,
got that fixed.
and that's what I mean. Like, you cannot physically give yourself a rep. So if you have a rep on there and there's no actual thing on Discord for why you have that rep, then your 2 reps for 1 rep or 2 reps for whatever for this situation, with one of those, that 1 rep that you accidentally somehow gave yourself would count as one of those 2. One of those 1 or one of those 2, depending on what you would. Technically, you should only be getting 1.
Yeah, I got you.
But if they wanted to push it for 2, I mean, that's a possibility, but that would count as one of those 2 at max, which means you have to get rid of the 3 in order for it to be then for you to say I wish to retire, and then be able to put the thing on retire as a retirement, and you to be able to come back in the 3 days, because yeah, otherwise it's an automatic 30. And I honestly don't even know if you can take the reps off of somebody once they're on, because they were not supposed to be using that because of the glitch. So in all honesty, I don't even know. I don't even know if it would come up. It may, and I don't know this because we have not used the actual reps on game because there was a glitch with them at one point. And when Amore said she wanted them to start using it during Suede's term for the actual thing, I don't know how those work and how those disappear. So do they disappear again within the 30 days and then you can't come back no matter what? They can't even put you in a suit. So if he automatically put those on your list before he kicked you out, does that mean that no matter what they do, even on Discord, it's not going to allow you to be in a suit? That I don't know. I don't know that.
Damn.
Yeah, I really don't.
Yep.
That's the only part I don't know. And that's the reason why we never used the one on the game, because we weren't sure if the glitch was fixed.
All right. So right here, got it pulled up. Holy cow. October 30th, 2025. Name King Angel, rank Major, 10/30/2025. Army 1, Army 4, Army 6, Army 8, RP 13, RP 14. Disposition, dismissal 3 out of 3 reps. Evidence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 videos. Then we have JB Cristo, Captain, 10/30/2025. Army 4, Army 6, retrain for resilience training, disposition, retrain for resilience training, RP training, 7-day promotion hold, 2 out of 3 reps. Evidence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 videos.
Said
Now, see,
7 videos. I should have showed him killing me.
so here's the thing. Y'all put Angel got an RP. I have nothing personally against Cristo. I like Cristo, but here's the thing. In all fairness, Angel got all those reps. Where is where is the so he got, what did the other guy get? Cristo got Army 1 and Army 6. Is that what he got?
Stand by. Where are we, Cristo? He got Army 4, Army 6.
Okay, so he should have also gotten Army 1, Army 4, Army 6, an Army 8 as an RP 13.
Again, I was not privy to any of that. He snatched it from me and took it on himself.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Adjudication wasn't done properly, it wasn't done fairly, and it wasn't done justly.
I plead the fifth.
All right. Well, obviously this isn't gonna happen, and I don't have time to wait around for people. I got better things to do with my life, and so do my clients here. So, my recommendation, Miss Kitty, is for you to do what you feel you need to do. I would not hold it against you. Mr. Angel, I would check to see if in 30 days maybe you can come back. I highly doubt it'll happen, but hey, you never know. They're obviously letting in blacklisters, so maybe they'll bypass the 30 days for you too. I don't know. So that would be my recommendation at this point. Yeah, I don't have time or patience for any of this.
Yeah, I got you. Well,
So
I
just to be
appreciate that.
clear, Miss Kitty, you want to retire. Solid copy. I am recording this for your future and mine. Any rate, I will execute that now, ma'am.
And we understand that you're recording it, Steve, just so you are very aware. Miss Kitty is recording as well as I am.
Yes,
Ooh, you
ma'am.
look
Completely
good.
understand.
You look good. Oh, and those library glasses. Oh, damn. Okay.
Ooh, RP14 much?
That's not RP14. I said she looked good. She looked good. She looked good.
No
That's not
comment. All right.
RP14.
I've shut it down, by the way. Yeah, y'all
I
know
would
how I stand on
never.
this situation, and I'll just leave it at that. I'll be in contact. You already know.
Oh, hold up.
Whoop, there he is.
NRP, I just pulled off to the side of the road of this 2-hour drive.
No worries.
All right.
Okay, so
So what?
I think what ended up happening here is Miss Kitty has ended up retiring because she's upset and she was tired. And in regards to me, so you know, Mr. Suede, I offer my services as Lulu Bean's litigation. That is what I've been doing. So that's my business. So in the future, if you need anything from me, you're welcome to ask me. It's 50,000 minimum for services rendered for litigation. And in that case, Mr. Angel was my client in regards to what happened the other day with his reprimand. And in regards to his reprimands, we would object to the fact that he was reprimanded with the reprimand he was given, considering the fact that he was leaving the base, he was on vacation, and he was following orders. The other fact is that Mr. Cristo, who clearly violated Army 1, Army 4, Army 6, and RP 14 or 13, was not adjudicated properly as well.
Okay. Under those same codes, Miss Lulu, as part of the defense, did you have a chance to actually review the entirety of all 6 body cams?
I did review the body cams. There were body cams. Mr. Angel was on vacation. He was following orders of leaving. He may have been going slow. He may have been doing stuff that he should not have been doing. But as a Army member who is on vacation, he was leaving the base. That means that does not allow another Army member to automatically just start shooting at him in regards to getting him off the base because he's irritated with him at that point. That is never a proper way to deal with a fellow Army soldier.
Okay. But per the same body cam, it doesn't allude, it actually factually shows proof of, how can I put this? Increased toxicity and hostility. So pertaining to the specific server rules that pertain, there are other actual, let's just say, adjudicating properties that was not held to Mr. King Angel at that time frame. However, when it comes into the adjudication of Mr. Cristo, that is not valid in this form in accordance to this side of the court. Am I correct?
Incorrect. In regards to the adjudication of that, what happens is that according to Miss Amore, that when it comes to server rules at this point, RP13, RP14 are considered server rules violations, which are Army 8 violations, which means in order for him to be reprimanded from those Army RP13 and RP14 rules, that should have been submitted to the admin at that point for the admin to have given an Army 8 for his adjudication for an Army 8 alone. So throwing those out of the door, at that point, he is leaving. He did do an Army 1. You could validly say an Army 1 with disrespect. With that, you could also simply say the fact that, yes, he did end up shooting back, but he also did it in defense of himself. So that would also void that fact. Mr. Cristo, on the other hand, did an RP1 with the disrespect towards Mr. Angel, and then on top of it, an Army 4 and an Army 6. An Army 4 being the fact that he used lethal force on another soldier. An Army 6 because he broke the orders in the regards to not firing guns at other soldiers at any time for any reason other than training.
Awesome. But per that body cam, at the same time too, there's also 2 missing factors. And I'm going to say this very loosely. It was a previous base order, and I've stated this twice to all soldiers per those meetings, and it should have been reviewed by Mr. King Angel across the board between my current stead and the previous FG's notice, that patronizing individual soldiers is not accepted here, right? On base, off base, on vacation, off vacation. And I agree with you, Army 1 is the major standpoint there. However, but due to the fact of my reinforcement of what the previous FG stated, and also instilling to promote a more positive environment on base, I verbatim forbade any soldier to literally do not at any time continue to patronize and start de-escalating the circumstance via the following: walk away from the instance. 2, find a adjudicating authority. Time frame was Miss Emily trying to separate the two and try to remove them from both factors, of which was completely ignored, if not disrespectfully handled in a improper manner. So they were both told to stop it, cease, desist, the whole 9 yards, and that can be viewed under insubordination at that time frame of a general officer, and much, much more. However, I do want to open the floor for you to be able to actually provide a rebuttal.
Oh, I'll rebut that. So he had been killed multiple times. So he had been killed and come back up onto the base. So he was on the base. He is in a relationship with Miss Kitty. So he was, and he actually in the video where Mr. Cristo turned and shot him was on his way to his car, and then he ended up hiding behind a tree because he was being shot at. Which I would totally do if I were being shot at as well. So I can understand the fact that he was on his way to his car when Mr. Cristo turned and shot at him. So being the fact that he was killed multiple times coming up on the base, that kind of throws that out the window in that regard. So the other thing in regards to that is that I have also been hearing that different soldiers have been told to come up here and test the RP scenario on vacation. So if they're supposed to be coming up here and testing the RP scenario on vacation, what is the deal with regards to why Mr. King was not allowed to that same standard, so to say?
Well, the standard that's present, unfortunately, is not privy to your knowledge, because that is actually part of our classified nature for another separate division. However, Mr. King was not in receipt of said orders to be able to do so. So that's, with that being thrown out, due to the fact that he was not given suitable orders to be able to provide those conducts, and contrary to the operatives that were given the order to be able to do that, that that just doesn't hold in this court. However, um, to also allude to that, it was also briefed by the actual entity commander at the time frame that all the operatives at all times, knowing that they are operatives, must be in the highest standing of the Army, meaning they still need to abide by the highest caliber of rules. And they were all told and informed upon entry that they will be held to the highest regard and the most strictest punishable action if they are found in violation. Now, in accordance with those videos, it kind of similarly alludes, and obviously I do want to do this in part to assist Mr. King Angel, since he does have the capacity to be able to respawn at the base, because at the time frame he was a soldier, right? So he can definitely walk on through. However, if you're looking towards multiple different occasions, there was actually multiple occasions for him to actually cease actually speaking with Mr. Cristo. However, regardless of circumstance, he did not proceed to do so. And on top of
But
that, if
he did
hold
walk
on,
away, and Mr. Cristo did not. So Mr. Cristo did not get punished to the full extent of what he should have been. So in that regard, there is a favoritism being played in that regard, which should not be being done. So even if Mr. Angel is going to be repped out, and if that is the case of what it's going to be, and obviously that's what it is, because he was not afforded the respect to have a discussion before it was done and find out if everything could have been resolved in a different fashion, he unfortunately has been obviously repped out at this point. But Mr. Cristo has still gone to the point where Mr. Cristo is still on base serving this army when he has clearly violated the terms of the army rules. So even if Mr. Angel, being a level 1, being in the army, he had at most an RP, because it's one scenario. All of those body cams are one scenario based off of the situation. That being the case, you can punish him for an RP1 or an Army 1 and an Army 6 for not following orders. There is nothing further on that. Unless, again, it is submitted towards the admins for an RP13 or RP14, which is an Army 8.
I do have to inform you. Keep this in mind when it comes into additional adjudications within the Army rules. That's there. Server rules. I can understand and attest with that moving forward. However, I do want to address one major factor moving forward. without even being in contempt of court, ensure that the foundation of favoritism still needs grounds of actual proof in that manner. So when you're alluding to the fact of Mr. Cristo, let's just say favorably, right? Favorably being allowed, still being on the base and only being adjudicated towards his individual charges. I want you to convey further on that when it comes to the actual aspect of favoritism. I want to knock that out before I proceed on.
Because of the fact that he should have been hit with an Army 1, an Army 4, and an Army 6, as well as an RP 13, which would be an Army 8. But since you can't do that without submitting that to an admin, it would be only an Army 1, 4, and 6. That's 3 reprimands. That's out. We have always stood by the fact that when you shoot an individual soldier, no matter what the reason, shoot and kill an individual soldier without it being a training thing, it is an automatic dismissal. We do not accept that type of behavior in the military. Never have, never will. Now, the tasing is where they would get a reprimand and they would get in trouble. The shooting and killing of a soldier without training, without being in training, is never okay. That is an automatic dismissal. Go back through the reprimands channel and check and see that. Mr. Jeffrey Williams, you can pull him up automatically, and he automatically got an automatic dismissal. Jeffrey Williams, I am understanding, was just rehired after being on the blacklist, and that's fine. That's your choice. That's your decision. And you can do that, obviously, as the FG, respectfully, but also respectfully be very aware. If you go in there on his reprimands and you search that reprimand channel, he was dismissed from the military base for the exact same thing that Mr. Cristo just did to Mr. Angel. That is favoritism in that regard.
I'm taking the time for him to actually proceed to go back to that case to actually refer to.
146 and Army 8 for an RP 13.
I have them pulled up in front of me, Mr. Suede.
No, that's fine. I'm going back through the previous case against Mr. Jeffrey Williams to refer to the fact, so that I can make sure that there is concrete evidence on that stead. So at this time frame, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the entire court on a temporary 2-minute. So it's only going to take 1 minute, so I can switch to my Discord to be able to review that case. I will be back in 45 seconds.